All right. So, I wonder if you can see me okay. Let me look at this. Yeah, you can see me all right. Hey, so I've been too busy to do this to show you my collection, but I just bought a new lens for my camera, and I just got this from UPS, which is a bill on top of the $700 that I paid for the lens for tariffs. So I'm super pissed off right now, and usually when I'm pissed off, that gives me the clarity I need in order to make a speech. So let's do this. Let's go through my collection. Oh, and also if you want to help me, because I don't make any money from this, man. If you want to help me with paying for this, I actually have like 7,000 records and CDs over discogs. Shayne.Stacy is my username over there. Buy something, please. Jesus Christ. All right, so let me go through this. Let me move Wayne Vanderkill's stuff. Let's start. I'm going to kind of go in chronological order. So I started taping concerts in 1985, and I started to trade tapes in early '86. And so these early tapes you can see here, these are all like TDK D90s. I don't know if the focus is working there, but they're all shitty tapes and done with really poor equipment. And I'm just going to pull a couple things here. There's a Blood Cum, which is I don't know if you know what Blood Cum is. It's a band related to Slayer. I actually contributed to their latest reissue of stuff. That probably came from the band. So it's funny because a lot of this is trash, but there's some really important stuff kind of mixed in here. Here's one, Condemned Attitude from Guerneville. So this is a board tape that I think Ron did. Suicidal Tendencies at El Dorado Saloon in '87. My friend Anonymous did this, and then most of his tapes got thrown away, so this is probably the best surviving copy. Unless Wayne Vanderkill has it, because Wayne has some good stuff from Mark's collection as well. Or Jason, Anonymous' collection as well. Sorry, I just outed you again, buddy. So that's what the first about 1,200 tapes are, is unprofessional equipment done on low bias tapes, but there's a lot of stuff in there that's super unique, and it's going to be like a lifetime job to try to sort through all that and figure out what's there and what's not. Okay, so the next part, in 1989, both Anonymous and I bought professional Walkman, with a Sony microphone. And so that's starting at about tape number 1,500 or so. I think that was about 1989 when that happened. So you'll see here, I'm pulling random stuff. I have not rehearsed this at all. So you can see here, you've gone from having a bunch of D90s to a bunch of high bias tapes. Obviously, TDK SA90 was my go-to. Also, about this time, I really got into REM. You'll see here, there's a Fear tape here. There's a Pink Floyd bootleg back when that was kind of hard to find and not available everywhere. But stuff like Campervan Beethoven in Cincinnati, done by a guy named Jeff Jones, who turned out to be a selling to Italian record pressers bootlegger. So that is probably, if it hadn't been bootlegged, it's not out anywhere because I cut him off as soon as I found out he was bootlegging. Lots of Camper, Van Beethoven, lots of REM. Here's an XL2S of Camper from Richmond, Virginia. So you kind of see as time went on, the gear got better and my taste changed from, I mean, I'm still a big punk rock fan, but it changed from punk to alternative before alternative actually had a name. What else is interesting in here? Let's move on. Oh, here we go. Camper from Coach House in San Juan Capistrano. Naked Ray Gun from Maxwell's. All right, so that kind of held from so that professional Walkman from '89 kind of continued on. We traded tapes until 1991. And that's when I got into DATs. Now, we're not going to go up to the DATs yet because I have to get on a ladder, but I will show you a few more trays of cassettes, then we'll move over to DATs, okay? So, with the DATs, or with the rest of the cassettes, the stuff later on into the 3000s of cassettes gets kind of unique because I kind of stopped trading cassettes and I traded only DATs. So the only time I would get a cassette from somebody is if they have something really, really cool or something that I've never seen before. You can kind of see here, Wilco at the 8x10 in Baltimore, Maryland in December of 94. That's right off the master tape, first gen. Buffalo Tom, a couple of tapes that are first gen right off the master tape. And so that's kind of how that whole thing worked, is that you can kind of see I moved over to Maxell XL2s here. But you see more alternative type of stuff. And this is right when alternative was starting to hit in 93, 94 was when, I got my DAT recorder in 91 and I'm still trading tapes into 94 for stuff that's super unique. All right, and then I'm going to pull the last tray for fun. This is where it ends. It goes up to 3920, but I doubled numbered tapes, and there's stuff that's not numbered, so there's over 4,000 here. You can kind of see it got to the point where I'm getting, stuff from the record labels. I think all this stuff's been released already. But you can kind of see some old 97 stuff. Thanks, Tom. I won't say your last name. Thank you. And again, more unique stuff that wasn't really available anywhere else because they didn't trade on DAT. So that's that. Those are the cassettes. And pretty much all the cassettes are on the list that's on the Sac Music Archive website. All of them are, yeah. I have not traded a cassette in many, many years, and that list is as of 2018. So, all good. All right, I'm going to stop the camera, and I'm going to move over to DATs. Stay tuned. Remember, $400 tariff. Buy some stuff. All right, DATs. Yeah, I'm up at the ceiling now. I've never videotaped while I'm up here, so I hope I don't fall off this fucking... That would be just perfect on top of the terrace to fall off this damn thing. Okay, so, and thanks to Ryan Nero for this flat file. He basically gifted me this document flat file, which is absolutely a perfect size for DATs. And so I'm able to fit close to 2,000 DATs on here, on top of the massive media safe. So, where did I even start with this, man? So I started taping. I got my DAT machine, as you can see here, on June 29th of 1991, and I went out that night and taped DI. And then I just started taping as much stuff as I could from Cattle Club, from One Edge Up, also known as Second Level, the Palms, and Malarkeys. Okay, basically stuff around town. But then the cool thing was when I started taping with these DATs, it kind of catapulted me into this top echelon of traders that, had original reel-to-reel tapes of Janis Joplin, the typewriter tapes. All this stuff before it was released and reissued on CDs. A lot of the big bands now have been reissued, released on CD, but some of this hasn't, right? And so the trick is, once again, kind of like the cassettes, going through all this stuff and figuring out what is unique versus not, right? Those pretty colored ones are from my old trading friend Stacy Taylor. Oh, I joked and mused about Dick DATs because they're terrible. You can kind of see I actually taped a whole Sunvolt tour, California leg of a tour with the damn things in December of 95. With my Core Sound mics. But you can kind of see it's and the thing about the DATs too is that they hold more music than a standard cassette. Almost all of these, with rare exception, are 2-hour length DATs in SP mode, but you can put them on LP mode and get 4 hours out of them. With me being a a poor, a poor newly married with young children guy, I made the most of them. I want to point out one thing. I went to an older drawer here. This is when I got to go and tape Pavement through the board in April of '94. Did the entire Arizona, California run of shows, and I really thought that was their peak. And there's also where are they? The Uncle Tupelo, Tony Margarita cassette archive is in this mess here. All right, drawer 3. Woohoo! This is when I really started to do a lot of volume. I'd say drawer 2 as well, but this is when I started doing a whole hell of a lot of volume, trading with people, along with taping stuff. A lot of the stuff here you can kind of see. Stuff from Philadelphia, stuff from Irving Plaza in New York City, stuff from Italy. So I'd say early on, that first drawer, I'd probably tape 50% of all that stuff. This drawer, I probably taped 10% of all that stuff, and a lot of the time was spent trading. And the cool thing about trading on DAT is that it's lossless. It is digital if you do it right. Okay. This is the phase, and we're up to about 1998 now, 99. You can kind of see I am heavily trading a lot of alt country stuff. That was my big thing back then. While everybody else was in their pop punk phase and watching Green Day, I actually was doing this stuff. No regrets. Still love it. And also some alternative there. All right, and the last one, this goes up to, what is it, 1850 is how many DATs. About 1900. I have more DATs, once again, they're unnumbered and stuff. And I'm right up on the ceiling here. So that's why I'm having trouble getting a good angle on the camera. But more Wilco. And this, so I actually did venture out and like that Cracker Van Beethoven I just showed is the Camper and Lowry and all them getting back together the first time in 10 years. Great local bands like Go National with Kevin Seconds, Slobberbone, Muffs. So yeah, that's really, and then that goes on till I'd say 2006-ish. And then the bootlegging got kind of out of control and it was no fun anymore, so I quit for a while until it got fun again. All right, so video is next. All right, time for the safe and some of the early video masters that are on tapes. Funny story. I enjoy going on publicsurplus.com. It's really fun. You can find some crazy stuff there, like basketball scoreboards, and I actually bought some of my VCRs from that. But the thing that was really cool is that I found this thing. I think it was in Bakersfield. It is a 1,000-pound media safe that is fireproof. So all the important stuff gets stuck in the safe. There's Lulu the dog. Lulu, you're going to have to move, sweetheart, because I'm going to open this. Go, go, go. Sorry, sweetie. Thank you. She's like, what the hell is going on? And then up here, these are the later ones. Those are all my Spindles of Master videos from 2014 on when we went digital. This is the 8mm stuff. So this is, God, I hope I don't drop this thing. By the way, my buddy Mike Yost, who's in Desario, built these by hand for me as a gift. And they're still good 30 years later. I think he did this in like 1990. And so, yeah, we're 35 years in and still going strong. Most of my, you see a lot of family video there. But most of my 8mm masters have been digitized and posted, but not with the new lossless setup, and also not merged up, not synced up with any better audio sources that may be out there. So there's still work to be done with these. Probably do one more run with the lossless, setup and get the best possible version posted. And those are a lot of the masters there. There's more down here. Let me see if I can get this open. It's kind of tight in here. These are just more spindles of stuff that I do for other people, like when folks like bands get a hold of me, right? I got some AOD stuff in here. Also, my when I transfer a tape, I'll then stick it onto a DVD and keep it here so I don't have to play it again. And that's what this is. You'll see D1 in the very first DAT with DI at Cattle. And the Ghoulies a couple weeks later at Cattle. But these over here, so those are just archival things that are copies, digitized copies of the tapes that you saw. These are my mini DV tapes, and I've said it before and I'll say it again. Mini DV is the biggest. Oh, there's more 8mm here too. You'll see more 8mm, Meat Puppets and Op Ivy and Buffalo Tom and all that shit. And here is the mini DV stuff. This is when I was really not taping much. You see a lot of family stuff here with the occasional band thing. So after I'd say 2002-ish, I really dropped off until 2013. It's like a 10-year, 2012 I'd say, 10-year gap between that. But those are the mini DV ones. Typically decent picture quality, horrible sound. But did some good stuff. Happy that I did the muffs back in 2006 with my DV camera, along with some Camper Cracker and some other stuff. So yeah, that is that. All right, so let's move over to, since we have now started on video, let's move over to the VHS tapes. So this is a big regret. God, sorry, nobody needs to see me that close. Back when you first tape shows, you were able to trade tapes on VHS, okay, and get something from other people, right? Like this one's from Italy, from an Italian trader. So these are all tapes that, for the most part, I'd say over half of these have been sourced from the master and posted elsewhere, right? But there's, again, just like the cassettes and just like the other stuff, there's stuff in here, the DATs too, there's stuff in here that needs to be brought out. In fact, I did the what was one of the recent ones? Oh, the Troubadours of Folk Fest was one. And then there's I did the Guar CMJ from Gary's, from Bootleg Cowboys collection over there. We'll get to that in a future post. But you can see this thing goes back. Here, let me put these down. This thing goes back kind of endlessly. It goes all the way back. And you kind of see like that Mouse Palomino lingerie. That's Todd Nakamini's, and those are his masters. Speaking of Todd, that's his collection up there that we'll get into at a future. And this is Liz Fisher's Umatic Sacto Active Rock stuff up there. So yeah, that's what the VHS tapes are. They are things that I've traded for. A lot of it's already out there. A lot of it's not. There's 2 shelves, about 1,000 different VHS tapes here that need to be gone through. This is the stuff that's on the list that you can get from the website, right? So if you download the list, all these numbered, like VHS 686 whatever is, corresponds to one of these 600s down here. What else? And then finally, some of the non-media stuff, or I guess music and video media. I have a pretty decent collection of concert posters and pictures and you name it. A lot of it's original. Like I have an original Jesse Michaels painting, bunch of original Club Cantel, Club Minimal, and the Crest photos. Backstage passes from my time when Megadeth was my friend. Show I put on, right? So there's a lot of stuff here too. There's my vinyl, not the discog stuff. Remember, Shayne.Stacy on discogs. Please, $400 worth of shit so I can offset the tariff. Original Cliff Burton wood cutout art from Benjamin Lamb. He's great. Friend him on Facebook. Buy stuff. Autograph No Depression Tour, Old 97's Whiskey Town by all members of all bands. Thank you, Kirk, for that. Captain Fireball. Original Motorhead painting from my buddy Tom Corlett in high school. I tried calling him like 10 years ago and he does not remember me at all. Original Brian Walsby art. That AOD is the actual art that he drew for the t-shirt. Autograph Old 97's posters. Granddaddy posters. Oh, yeah, this. These are original cut and paste flyers from Aaron Compas's collection. So Op Ivy's first show ever, right there. I might actually take that down. I'm wondering. I'm kind of concerned that it's getting faded from that angle, so I might pull that. And then there's the Jesse photo behind there. Oh yeah, and Gorgar lives here too. Gorgar speaks. I think that's kind of it. I mean, there's tons more, but I mean, as far as the live audio and video stuff, so I did the 4,000 cassettes, I did the 2,000 DATs, I did the VHS tapes, I did the master video, the actual video, physical videotapes. Oh shit, yeah, no, there's this too. Also there are, God, I don't even know where I'm at now. 5,000 discs. This, when I go to pull the post of the day for Patreon, this is normally where they come from. 5,000 discs. Most of them are things that I traded for or burned myself from my own footage to disc. And then these are the CDRs. And there's what, 30? I don't know. I think it's about 4,000 now because there's more down there. I think maybe more. I have to look at my list. And then officially released DVD stuff down there. This is full of more tapes, but also kind of the tapes that aren't part of my, they're late acquisitions, they're not numbered, but also a ton of set lists and my original tape list done on dot matrix print right there. Oh shit. Sorry, Eric. I just crushed your requests that have been here for like years. All right, so I think that's about it. I wasn't really intending for this to be an ad, but $409.47 tariff bill just hit me. Wish I would have known this, and if I would have known, I would have bought it from the only U.S. seller that was here. I'm fucked. So buy some stuff on Discogs. Shayne.Stacy on Discogs. Thank you. Until next time.